Hi guys, so today we're going to go over finding the range for a radical equation. I just want to note there's a line drawn there because I'm going to show you two different methods, but essentially they're the same method. So what I'm going to do here is f of x equals to the square root of x squared minus 25. So remember when we found our marker points in order to work with the domain? Well, the domain correlates with the range because if you can't have an x value inputted in, you can't find the y value for it. So we're going to start there by setting the square root or the expression in the square root equal to 0. And again, remember I showed you how to factor this. You can either rewrite this as x squared plus 0x, because that's the part that's missing, minus 25, and factor it just normally. Or you can recognize that this is a difference of two perfect squares, and that means one is plus, one is minus. You take the square root of each term. So the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 25 is 5. You don't have to worry about that minus sign because it's called a difference of perfect squares. So that's already been taken into account. Like if this was a plus, you couldn't use this factoring method. It has to be a difference. Zero product property, setting each parentheses equal to 0 would give me -5 and 5. So these would be the 2 points I'll be dealing with. All right, so just like we did for domain, I'm going to test out a number to the left of -5. So let's say I test out -6, just to kind of make it simple here. And to find the y value, again, you just replace that x with 6, and I'll get the square root of 6 squared minus 25. So I get the square root of 36 minus 25, which is the square root of 11. Doesn't have to be pretty, but it works. If I use 0, like between -5 to 5, I use the value 0. If I replace the x with 0, I have y equals to the square root of 0 squared minus 25. 0 minus 25 is -25, so we can't take the square root of a negative, so this interval between -5 to 5 does not work. If I use to the right of 5, x equals 6, I mean, essentially that would give me the same values because 6 squared minus 25, I'm back to what I have here. So y would equal to the square root of 11. So I know that this works. So kind of correlating what I have for the x values, I know I can't use anything between -5 to 5 for the x, so I can't use anything from here to here. I know that when x is -5 and 5, y would be 0. And when x is -6 and 6, it would be square root of 11, so somewhere over here, which kind of shows me that, yeah, the graph, which shows me for the range, and notice it's the same graph here, kind of. For the range, as I go up the y-axis, I start at where y is 0, and as this keeps going up and out, it reaches infinity. It gradually looks like it's going there, but it's getting there. So my range would be 0. 0 is included because notice that the point is included, -5 and 5, y is 0, to infinity. And the other option is just to have the graph sketched out for you and again read it from graphing 0 to infinity. All right, guys, hope this helps.